More than 9 in 10 victims since January 2011 have criminal records. Both gunmen and their prey have averaged about 24 arrests with more than 50 criminal charges. On June 21st, Philip Costango was gunned down during what police say was a drug deal. He had been arrested more than 24 times. 19-year-old Marquivas Pulliam was one of 2 men charged with murdering Costango. Pulliam had been immersed in Delaware's juvenile and adult court system since he was 13. This was just another case of typical victim and suspect in the Wilmington shooting wars.
I think drugs definitely are, if not at the top, very high. Drug deals gone bad is the phrase that is used, if you can have a drug deal gone bad. Drug users being targeted because they're easy targets, and drug dealers being targeted because they have money. And the thought process out there in the community, I guess, is that a drug dealer is not going to call the cops if he or she gets robbed. More times than not, something prompts them to fire, no matter how stupid we all may think it is. Right. It'll be something. You do get those rare instances where you robbed the guy, you showed the gun, or maybe even you threatened you had the gun and didn't have to show it,
right.
and you take the guy's money or drugs or whatever it may be, and more times than not, that's the end of it. Sometimes you maybe get like a pistol whipping, and then that's the end of it. But you do get those few cases where then just going to shoot them anyway.
If you have people, someone gets shot one week, they live, and they or their buddies are shooting the perpetrator the next week, nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. Yet those shootings destroy a community as much as anything else.
We can't tell you how many cases we have where it's a shooting in broad daylight with 20 to 25 people around, and the police go and talk to every single person that they can. They canvass the neighborhood and knock on doors 2-3 times, and no one saw anything. So I don't know. I don't know why the phenomenon exists, but it's certainly there.
And I would imagine that whatever's coined as thugicide is probably more prevalent in the unsolved cases. A lot of times the cases that we get, and that does happen, but the victims, albeit bad and having issues, they're not exactly on the same level as a defendant, and that's a lot of times why it's easier for us to solve them and then prosecute them.
But the guy who got shot, I tell him all the time, and they tell me they want to turn their life around, and we have very candid conversations, and I say, I don't care what you did, I don't care why this happened. You got shot, you're a victim, we're on the same side here. I want you to tell me the truth and work together. And believe it or not, more times they do. You got to get to that point, and getting to that point far and away is the hardest aspect of my job. Finding them, getting them to come in, getting them to talk to you, and getting that buy-in.
And it's black on black crime. It's black on black crime. I mean, I have to say it. This is the first generation, I think, of people of our people that are really, the children are dying before the parents. They're dying before the parents and the grandparents. Man, they're not dying, they're being murdered.
With 19 murders this year, the city is on pace to shatter its record of 27 murders in 2010. Reporting for Delaware Online, I'm Ashley Barnes.